Hey everybody, it's Randy Pomfrey, and today I'm here with Ben Doctor with Home Team. I messed it up already. Inspection
Service.
service. I can't
You
forget the
can't forget
service.
the service part.
We can't forget the service. That's the most important part. So
Exactly.
anyway, we just know him as Ben, and he is our inspector, and he is our inspector extraordinaire. And so Ben, let's just start with what areas do you cover? Like I know you cover a broad area, like from the tip of Alaska to
Yeah,
Hawaiian shores, everything in between.
almost. It feels like it some days. Well, thanks for having me, Randy. Happy to be here and get to talk to you for a little bit. So I'm licensed in Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania. In Maryland, Cecil, Hartford, Baltimore, Carroll, Howard, Frederick,
And you've gone to Montgomery County with me.
Montgomery County. Yeah,
Yep.
I travel pretty far, for my the team that needs me. So Delaware, I'll pretty much do the entire state, and then Pennsylvania. I've been up to York, and actually I've been up to Harrisburg even. Preferably I like to stay closer to home, but if that's where yourselves like you or other agents need me to go, and I'm gonna tell them take care. I'm gonna take care of them.
And I'm going to throw you off here because you just said something that made me think of this. You're one of the few companies that, if the job is big enough or complex enough, or whatever the case may be, you actually have people that will come on the job with you and help you and get the job done even faster, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a guy down in Harford County. He's a full-time firefighter, but he's a licensed inspector. He works with me a fair amount. My daughter's actually gotten really good at the interior portion of the inspection, and she works with me quite a bit. My wife will actually work with me on the weekends at times. She just did one this past weekend. So yeah, it definitely speeds up the process, cuts down the time that yourselves and the clients there, the homeowner has to be out of the house if it's still occupied. And I think sometimes 4 eyes are better than two.
Oh yeah, definitely. And and I don't think anybody ever complains if the inspection ends faster than they thought.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen yet.
You're not going to get that out of me. Sometimes I'm just you're super efficient, and you talk to people while you're doing it and everything. Me, I'd be like, "Could you guys shut up? I'm taking notes." I'm like just like super like focused. I can only do one thing at a time, like squirrel, like whatever. So the other distinction you have, which is amazing, and I was just amazed by this 2, 3 weeks ago when you were like, "Oh, I can do that." So tell us what inspections you actually do, if you can remember all of them.
Well, I got a list to my right, so I might turn my head for once or twice. But obviously, I do the general structural integrity, structural mechanical inspection, WDI, wood destroying insects. A lot of people call it termite, radon. Those are two of the top that clients want to have.
Add on.
Mold, air testing, water sampling, whether it's for VA or FHA or just a regular back T test. Um, I do rental inspections for property managers or investors that have properties that need a rental inspection. I do the lead dust wipe samples. Sometimes homeowners or buyers will want that with a house, just to know, I guess. Other times they want it because they're going to rent it out. I'll do a level 2 chimney inspection with the camera going down and checking that out. I can do a limited pool inspection. I don't pressure test it, but there's people that do that. It just costs a whole lot more. Um, one of the newest things that I just started doing was the solar inspections. It's actually, it's a fairly visual inspection on site. We do take an electrical reading at the panel. We put all this data together, and then there's another company we partner with called Spark. They will put together the report and give you an idea of how that system is working. And the thing about solar is they don't make noise, they don't move, you don't know if they're working. And a lot of times they're a detractor for a buyer or even a challenge for a seller. There's a lot of different contracts involved at times, and this report will tell the client, who put it on, if they're still in business, how much warranty is left, how much life is left in the system, how it's working and functioning. There's a lot of detail, and then there's a checklist for the buyer side or the seller side if necessary. And then also the one I recently did with you was the well yield and well test.
I thought you were going to forget it. I was getting ready to jump in. And then, you didn't forget it.
And then I do offer septic and sewer. I can do a sewer scope now myself. I got my camera, and but the septic, I bring someone with me. However, March 10th, I start my training. It's a 2-day training to get certified for that. So I'll pretty much have, I think, just about everything covered. I have a thermal camera if we need to do a thermal scan through the house.
I was going to say, I personally love that. Just for all of you agents and potential buyers out there, I think it is wonderful when you can get all or most of your inspections done, same person, same day, be there, be able to see the results, be able to communicate with one person. I feel like that's invaluable. I especially love it from a scheduling perspective. Then I don't have to call 6 different people and get all these different things. I mean, we can just go through it. I mean, the general structural, mechanical, I know it's funny when you were saying structural integrity. I mean, it is the structural integrity of the house. You're checking it out, roof, basement, everything in between, mechanicals, all of that stuff. That's the basics. And then on top of that, we build radon, termite. Obviously, if you're in the land of horses and cows, we get the water quality, the well yield, how much is it producing, the septic, is your poop going in the right direction? Not to get too graphic with everybody. And then of course you've got what did I forget already? You've got besides the well, the water, sewer scope as well, chimney. What kind of what's the camera of choice for? I know the sewer scope is a camera at the end of a line, right?
Yeah. And you just run it in the.
Is that the chimney also?
No, I got a different scope for the chimney.
Okay.
It's a smaller unit. The one for the sewer, it's like 100-foot camera line, because you never know how far that's going to go. But what a lot of people don't realize is you own from the house to the road, even if it's on public. And if there's a dip or if there's roots growing into it, it can cause some problems. And then you're potentially paying out big money to get that repaired when it fails.
I made a prediction about 6 to 12 months ago that I think that in the next couple of years, that will be as common as radon and termite. I think it's coming because there's so many people that are having problems with that, especially since Baltimore City, when these houses were built and stuff, they saw fit to put an oak in the front of everyone's front yard.
Yes, exactly.
And the oak just strangles the life out of the pipe. And, you can tell if they've had sewer issues because you can see the sidewalk is all jumbled up. There's no tree in the yard anymore. Like, know that they had problems because they got rid of that tree and everything. Yeah. Well, I'm excited
too. I'm sorry. Yeah. The nice thing too about the scope is that, you can kind of, if there is an issue, you can kind of pinpoint how many feet in on where it is in the yard. So you don't have to have somebody come out there and tear up the entire yard looking for it.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Cause you can keep track of how much you fed in there.
Yeah.
To see how deep it is and everything. And when you go into the sewer scope, are you typically going in through like the clean out or through a toilet or both? Or
typically going in through the clean out, usually, somewhere located in the basement, more than likely.
Gotcha. So all of these things are super important. And a lot of times people will like ask me about, well, can I skip this inspection or this? I'm like, you could skip them all. We could just buy houses without even looking at them. I mean, the amount of insanity that we could do is endless. We could buy the house without title insurance. We could lie to the lender. There's a million things you could do that would be stupid. Skipping an inspection is definitely, I feel like, one of the top things that you can do that would be terrible for yourself, like jumping off a roof onto your head or something like that. It's just Crazy.
A lot of times I like to use our own house as an example. It was 11, 12 years old when we bought it. We had the inspection done. The septic was cracked. It was damaged and cracked. It had to be replaced. There was a damaged front door, water damage through the flooring. All that flooring had to be pulled up and replaced. Water coming into the slider door in the basement because the grading was wrong and going in the wrong direction. And we had radon in the basement. So the seller, because we knew about it, and they took care of everything. So that saved us thousands and thousands of dollars.
So this was prior to you being an inspector, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because my first house that I bought, with somebody else before I was a real estate agent. It's funny how we look back at those things
Yeah.
with pluses and minuses and stuff about the experience that we had. And we learn a lot from other people that were doing our job at the time.
Yeah.
So you just named a few, but what are if you had to like say the top 3 or the top 5, what are the things that you can almost like you get to it and you're like, oh, this is wrong. Like, and you're just almost expecting it. Like, what are some of the things that you're just finding over and over again? Problems with
One
that?
of the things that doesn't seem like it seems kind of minor, but it can have a huge impact is extending the gutters, the downspouts away from the house. Ideally 6 feet. A lot of times they end right at the foundation there, and they're putting additional hydrostatic pressure every time it rains on the foundation, which is potentially going to cause a problem with your foundation, whether it's leaks or cracks or failure at some point.
Yeah.
That's a very common one. Interior wise, there's usually no anti-tip on an oven. So, which also seems pretty minor, but it could be a serious injury to somebody. If this is basically, it's just a little bracket that holds the oven in place. So if the door is open and somebody steps on it, falls on it, kid climbs on it, it doesn't fall over on top of them.
Yeah.
But that one is so common. The dishwasher line, the drain line for the dishwasher needs to loop up and then come down into the drain, usually a garbage disposal or the trap there under the sink. So dirty water from your sink can't go into your clean dishes. But a lot of times that line is just coming right up and going right into the drain. Super common as well. Foggy windows, thermal seal being broken. That's more of you might lose a little bit of energy, but it's more cosmetic probably than anything. The roof, you can probably get a good idea of the condition of the roof, obviously, by just looking at it. But if you see curling on the corners, you see granular loss,
Shingles on the ground.
Yep, moss all over it. It's probably it's probably got some years on it and maybe getting towards the end of its life.
Yeah, I know it's a tough thing. Like if you have moss on your roof, you'd be tempted to just go up there and scrape it off and stuff. But that's kind of like your protection of your roof is all that
those granulars,
yeah, and stuff.
You can get it off, power wash it off, but you probably want to do it a lower PSI, so you don't take off the protection of the shingle as well.
I know, it's like maybe that moss is actually holding your roof together. You just never know.
Yeah,
it kind of makes itself bond with the roof.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned, taking a look at the roof and everything, but what would be your advice for agents and homeowners? Like as you're walking through the house, what are some of the things that you can just take a look at? Like the windows, obviously, if you see them all foggy, that's an easy one. If it's not water on one of the sides, it's in the middle. What are some of the other things that you would recommend that we take a look at so that we can dodge the bullet?
Yeah, keep an eye on ceiling stains, potential possible for a leak if it's a second floor above, or if you're on the second floor, possibly the roof. It's an indicator of whether it's current or past. There's a possible leak up above. Two-prong outlets and or GFCIs not installed or installed. So two-prong being throughout the house, it doesn't have a ground. GFCI protection in the bathroom and the kitchens. So the receptacles that have the reset and the test button on them, those are GFCIs. Supposed to be within 6 feet of water, whether it's kitchen, bathroom, laundry tub, you name it. Those are pretty easy to spot or see if they're there.
Yeah.
If the foundation's exposed, looking for cracks. Now, a lot of times there will be some, minor cracking, just from settlement over time, over years. But the larger the crack, the more concerning it is. And then horizontal cracks, especially larger ones. That's a possibility of that hydrostatic pressure on the outside of the foundation pushing in and potentially causing that foundation to go the wrong way and not hold, not stay straight anymore. Start
Where it's going back.
to bow in. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had people ask me before, like we'll go into a basement, we'll see these cracks and they'll be like, is this house safe? And I'm just like, if you're even asking that question, we should probably just move on. This is something that you don't have to wait for an expert to come in and tell you. If there's a horizontal crack that goes the entire distance of the house and you put something up against the wall and it's not level with it, that means these walls are moving in at different levels and everything. And that's something you're just going to lay in bed at night, just waiting for the roof to cave in on you or something. Like, I just don't feel like it's worth that kind of worry. There's so many houses out there, unless you're, handy, super handy. Why buy a house where you already know there's problems? I mean, you're going to come in and find problems. So if we already know there's some, like, let's just minimize that.
I'm also going to reiterate, though, that everything can be fixed. And it's just a matter of who's taking care of it, right? So I have seen, like, the foundations, the buyer wanted to keep the house, and they had a company come in, put the H-beams up, which is, I believe, with that company anyway, was guaranteed for life. But it's a process, and it's not a cheap one. But if you can get the seller to pay for it, then it's a win-win. If it's a house that you love and you can feel comfortable about the foundation being secure.
Yep. I had a house I was selling one time where it kept leaking and they couldn't stop it. So he actually had a buddy who had some heavy equipment. They dug out all around the outside of the house, which I thought was dangerous as all get out because they might bump into the foundation, whatever. But they dug it out with heavy machinery, sealed the outside of it like, an old castle, and just locked it down tight. And the problem went away because they kept sealing on the inside. And the problem is water coming from the outside. It's going to find its way in if you give it enough time.
Yeah, some companies will try to, or they'll waterproof from the inside and say you're good to go. But ultimately, if you don't fix it from the outside, you're probably going to still have a problem at some point. Another thing that I see quite a bit in basements, especially older ones, and especially block foundation, is the efflorescence. It's white powdery stuff. It's the salt minerals that are deteriorating or dissolving in the block because moisture is getting through to it, and then it builds up on the inside of your basement, but on the foundation there. And that's something that you might be able to see when you're doing the walkthrough as a possibility. There's a moisture issue coming through that block.
I like to, when I see the wall, I like to go with the lick test. And, if it's got the effervescence or if it was just white chalky stuff, and like you can tell right away, it's very bitter in your mouth.
Yeah.
Folks, don't do that. Ben has much more scientific equipment than the old lick test. So you cover it all. You've probably just about seen it all. I mean, we've never seen it all. Every time we think we've seen it all, we see something else that boggles the mind. But you've seen quite a bit. So when people want to reach out to you for an inspection, a walkthrough, anything with your services and stuff, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? And I'll have our media person put that along the bottom of the screen, websites, emails. What do you like?
Yeah, they can check out the website at hometeam.com /Harford-County.
Okay.
They can, call me 816-3717.
Don't call yourself.
Text me. Yeah. Call, text. If they go to the website, somebody can plug it in and set it up themselves for a time that's available. If they don't see what they want, or they just rather call, they can do that, and I can take care of it. Just need some field pieces of information to get it going.
And I love that you monitor that. You're very techy, like not only with the home inspections, but with email and phone and stuff like that. It's very rare that I reach out to you and I'm waiting to hear back from you. So it's awesome. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Usually I answer when I'm in the crawl space and when you call or on the roof,
I like to wait until I see that you're up there looking down in the chimney at the highest peak of the house. I'm like, all right, now call.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously there's certain times where I don't answer, but I think it's important to have that, to be quick on it and respond back, whether it's to yourself, like as an agent or the client, whether they're setting something up or whether they got a question about something I already did, and making sure that they get their questions answered or getting taken care of.
Yeah, because from our perspective, it always seems like it's urgent. It's not always urgent, but it always seems like it's urgent because when something's wrong with your house, you just want to know and you just want to figure it out. So we appreciate that you humor us with that urgency. We do appreciate it a lot. So everybody, Ben Doctor, give him a call for all your home inspection needs. Maryland, I almost said DC, Delaware and Pennsylvania, same 3 states that I'm licensed in. Give them a call, try them out, and go from there. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Appreciate it.
See you on the next one.
All right, see ya.